How's it going, you guys? Happy Monday. I want to cover a few things about today so that you guys have a really good understanding moving forward when it actually comes to shaping. So once the nail is actually built out, and then again, when you're doing your lower arch, right? So you can see with this is dipping. Right here is where the growth channel is, right? So you can see that this is dipping down slightly. If I really wanted to bring that up, then where I want to be able to line that up is right here, right? So I'm missing about that much. So if I come in and I get contact at that tip and I file up, then what will end up happening is the file will eventually reach the corner. I don't want to start from the corner and move this way. I want to be able to start from the lowest point. So sometimes if you're working from the side, right? So let's say this is your growth channel. Here's your upper arch, and then this is your tip as it comes out, right? Sometimes this part right here will be a little bit lower, right? So if that's the case and you want to be able to bring it even with this growth channel, what you want to be able to do is you want to line it up at the lowest point parallel to here, right? So as I file, what will end up happening is it'll eventually reach that point. You never want to do this, like, for example, like here's an old nail that I did, right? You never want to be able to just come into the corner and do this. Like put your file in and just start pulling in like this. If you come in and start pulling in like this, what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up building a notch right here in the corner, right? So like if I come in and I just start pulling in from the side like this, then what ends up happening is you see that notch. Look at that right there that I created. A lot of times when you're doing tips, that's what ends up happening. Because a lot of times what an inexperienced person will do when they file is they'll take the hand file and they're like, okay, I'll just start from the corner, right? And then I'll just file in. And what they'll do is they'll come in, they'll just start pulling in, and then they'll see, oh, like, I think that's enough. And then what you end up doing is you end up doing that. You end up putting a notch right here in the corner, which ends up messing up it really messes up underneath the lower arch. You're never going to be able to get it straight. Here's another nail that I did last week, but you'll notice how straight, right? Even if I'm slightly off here, like if I started at this point, you see, like if I wanted to bring that up even more, I'm going to be putting pressure down here underneath parallel to the finger. It has to be, like if I'm looking at this from the side, right, you can see how much, like if I wanted to bring that completely even, then what I'd do is I would start here at that lowest point, and then I would file and I would continue to file, keeping contact with the whole entire side until the file reached that lower arch. And then you're going to notice a much straighter, right, connection between the growth channel and all the way out to that point right there. And that's how you're going to get it really, really straight. The same on the opposite side, right? So depending on how much it's sticking out, like here, like if I really wanted to put pressure, I would hold it here, right? So what I would do is I'd hold it at this point, I'd keep contact, and I'd continue to keep contact parallel to the finger, you see that? Until the hand file ends up reaching the very, very extension. And then as you can see, it's going to be very, very straight coming out of that point all the way to there. That's how you're going to get your lower arch absolutely flawless, right? So someone was asking me today about, like, you know, the free edge. The free edge is like when they were shaping, they were building almond-shaped nails, right? So you have this, right? You have this, and then let's say here it's round, but they wanted more of a straighter edge, right? They wanted more of a straighter edge instead of rounded. Both is beautiful. But in order to be able to do that, they said that the problem was when they were filing it, they would file here, and then by the time they got to here, they filed away a lot of this area up in the body. You don't want to touch that area. What you want to be able to do is you want to be able to keep contact with the center here, right? And then from that highest, that's going to be, this right here is going to be the highest point, right? That's going to be the highest point. So you want to make sure that your file is right here and you're sawing until the hand file reaches there, right? You're not even going to lay your hand file. So it's up here. Like, let's say I wanted to taper this free edge even tighter than it is. Well, I'm not going to put pressure up here. What I want to be able to do is I want to be able to work it down. So I need to start from the highest point, which is going to be here, right? I'll just continuously file. So you can see I'm creating that ledge, that straight ledge all the way to this point. And I'm trying to bring that edge in here on this side as well. If I need to bring it in, I need to start from here, right? So I would start from this tip and then continuously file until it reaches, right? Until it reaches the side. That's how I'm going to be able to taper it in. I don't want to start from this point and bring it in. I need to start from the farthest point out and then bring it in. And then as you can see, it's going to create a ledge. But what you would be able to do is as you file over the top, then it rounds it off from here, from the top, right? Still going to be really, really straight here. But as you can see, as I'm coming down on the tip, and then I could round it off, right? Like if I choose to round this off. Now, what I have is a very, very subtle, almond shape instead of a coffin-shaped nail, right? And then everything underneath as well, like all that excess, what I would do is I would start at this point right here. Then I would file up. And then what it'll do, because I'm trying to taper that free edge, you can see how I'm bringing the lowest point all the way up. I'm not starting from here. I'm starting from the lowest point going all the way up. It's the same on the opposite side. If it's all hanging down, the lowest point is going to be this area. I need to bring it so that it's like this, right? So I have to file all that, keeping it absolutely parallel to the finger, but again, at the lowest point. So here I would start, and I would continue to file, until it reaches the very end of the growth channel. And you can see that transforming this, right, to a very, very straight extension coming out from the growth channel, I've converted it, right, from something that was fully a tapered square nail. I brought it all the way in, and you can see how we've reshaped it into that form right there, okay? This kind of gives you guys an idea of what you have to do in order to achieve perfection when it comes to shaping. For those of you guys that are interested in the shaping class, get a hold of Ray Bracamontes here at home office. He has all the info. I am always here to help. So if you guys have questions, hit me up. G-Man Salo. I wanted to be able to throw this out here. This kind of gives you an idea of how to even just refine your tip, change shape from something that might be just like a tapered square all the way to something that could be an active length almond-shaped nail. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you. Love you guys much. Peace.
Subscribe the channel now. Subscribe the channel now. Subscribe the channel now.